What happens when you live with somebody or you're in a relationship with somebody who you suspect has narcissistic traits or tendencies, but you're not ready to leave, you're not sure you should leave, or you can't get out of the relationship, or for whatever reason, you don't want to get out of the relationship, but you do want to preserve your sanity. One of the things I recommend that people do is they begin to recognize the techniques that the narcissist uses in order to manipulate you. If you can begin to recognize what they are and say it to yourself, maybe not directly to them, of course, but recognize it and say it to yourself, then that might help you to better cope with some of the perceptual distortions that they're trying to impose upon you. And I'm going to list the techniques here, and one of the common techniques you've all probably heard of is a technique called gaslighting. The term gaslighting comes from a movie that was made in the 1940s. It references a man in the movie who was going around changing the gas lights in the house, turning them down, turning them up, and the wife was noticing this, and he would say, "Well, I don't know, nothing's changed, it's just you." And she started to think that she was going crazy because she was noticing these lights dimming and getting brighter, and he was denying that he was doing it. So it was making her doubt her own perception of reality. That's what gaslighting is. Gaslighting are things that the narcissist or the manipulator may tell you that just don't add up. They just don't match with your perception. Things like that never happened, or you're imagining things. You're too sensitive. You always twist everything out of recognition, that you're just making that up. So, gaslighting is a technique that's often used by people with narcissistic or manipulative tendencies to throw you off, to make you doubt your version of reality. The next thing is deflection. Deflection is when they will say something, or you will say something to them, you will ask them something, confront them about something, and they will point it to something else. They'll pivot away from what you're accusing them of. So, over time, you might say something to them and they'll accuse you of starting drama or ruining the vibe or what have you. Projection is along those same lines, but with projection, if you accuse them of something or confront them about something, they will in turn accuse you of doing that very same thing. That's called projection. So, for example, if they're emotionally distant, and you ask them about that, they might accuse you of being cold. Or if they flirt inappropriately, they might suddenly accuse you of being unfaithful. So that's projection. Then there's blame shifting, pretty much just like it sounds. They'll say things like, if you confront them, they'll minimize it. Oh, I didn't mean it. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. Uh, no, I didn't do that. That's not my fault. A narcissist will rarely ever take responsibility for their behavior. A true narcissist, and of course, this is on a spectrum, but this is one way that manipulative people operate. They will shift the blame away. Other strategies. To note are triangulation. That is when a third person is brought into it, maybe in a conversation. I'm not the only one that feels this way. So and so said the same thing, or that's what my brother said too. Your son says that, or sometimes the therapist is even brought into that conversation. My therapist said that he thought you were, or she thought you were this or that. So triangulation is bringing in other people. And all of a sudden, you're not just arguing with one person, you're arguing with multiple people. Then there is hoovering. Hoovering is when they appear after an argument. They'll appear with love bombs, apologies, promises to change, bait. It's bait designed to suck you in like a Hoover vacuum, right? That's where that word comes from. It's not a breakthrough. It's kind of coming back and it keeps you off guard. So there's that cycle of having a blow up or a conflict and then turning around and being super nice to you or making promises, that kind of thing, promises to change. Then there's a silent treatment. Silent treatment's very common. It's very hard for some people to deal with being, not spoken to. It's when they will withdraw communication or acknowledgement in order to create discomfort and pressure you into apologizing or giving in. It's a form of manipulation. Finally, the last one is the double bind. You're wrong no matter what you do, right? You're too emotional if you express yourself. You don't care if you don't. So these are techniques that are used by the manipulator, by the narcissist, what have you. I've listed these in my book when they won't change. And one of the things that I encourage people to do is become aware of those. Many of those will be used, and if you can name them, not to them necessarily, but naming them to yourself, then that can go a long way in helping you to stay grounded and begin to take back your power in that relationship and know that you're not going crazy. So thank you very much for your time, and stay tuned to this channel for other information and other techniques of dealing with narcissists and emotional manipulators.